Hello, my name's Lonny Powell, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, a statewide association located here in Ocala, Marion County, Florida. Today, I'd like to give you a legislative update on the ongoing attempted decoupling legislation by the racetracks and where that progress is in our state capital of Tallahassee, as we talk to you today on March 27th. The Florida House continues to consider decoupling-related legislation that, if passed, would threaten to dismantle the very foundation of our thoroughbred industry here in Florida. Despite what its sponsor would have you believe, this unilateral bill is no compromise. I repeat, it is not a compromise. It represents no group discussions, no negotiations. It's a bill from one person, and that would be the landowner, owner of the racetrack. It's not even close to a compromise or the results of any meaningful discussions. This bill still decouples live racing from gaming, which results in the same things. Less racing dates on down to zero, less purse money or prize money on down to zero, revenue sharing on down to zero. Basically, the only winner in this game is the landowner. The trainers, the owners, the breeders, the jockeys, the track employees, and everybody else end up on the big losing side of things. It stifles investments on all fronts of our business. Just when we were in the position, because of a couple good years of legislative support, to increase that investment in our campaigns. And by the way, don't let those dark, shiny stars within the most current version of the bill saying that racing permits and licenses can be moved all over the state and racing can take place all over the state. That is a red herring argument brought up in the most recent version of the bill, because none of those track relocations or permit relocations do you any good if you can't have, like any other major track in the country, including Gulfstream, gaming economic support, and are in a county that offers such. All of this to benefit a single closely held Canadian company. All 34,000 Floridian jobs, all $3.2 billion annually of economic impact simply get shipped up to Canada, which seems so ill-timed and inappropriate these days. Decoupling isn't a movement from within our industry. As you've heard clearly, none of the horsemen's groups in Hallandale at Gulfstream or at Tampa Bay Downs support this bill. Ocala Breeders Sales does not support this bill. It is being supported by just a whisper of one landowner, possibly two landowners. But again, nobody else wins. Nobody else collects. Everybody else is sent home. Even the Gaming Commission itself raised concerns during the committee discussions about this bill. The House bill that stands before us isn't thoughtful policy. It isn't well conceived. It isn't well advised. It's nothing more than a direct attack on the signature agricultural industry of Florida thoroughbred breeding and racing, and the culture, the legacy, and the thousands of rural jobs it supports. But this is a fight that we can win. While momentum for the bill has simply been being pushed by the House, we and you have already seen and heard lawmakers change their stance after hearing the facts, the devastation, the scorched earth results, the human and equine cost to our industry of decoupling. Now this same bill moves forward, a little more battered and bruised, to the full House chamber. And then the Senate still needs to consider it before this misguided measure can become law. It must pass all the House, including the committees, and the Senate, including its 3 committees. It must win passage at all those stops, plus passage on the House floor and the Senate floor, and achieve the governor's signature for it to become a reality. Otherwise, this poorly thought out, not needed, not wanted piece of legislation fails. It dies, and the entire process would have to start all over again in future legislative sessions if the landowners or anybody else wants to go through such a circus once again. Conversation on ways to build the industry for the future would serve us much better, it would seem. Time may, in fact, be a factor against this bill. Certainly facts are a factor against this bill. Florida's thoroughbred industry is a signature agricultural powerhouse. We've built a winning reputation at the racetrack, throughout the country, and throughout the globe. We're known for excellence, and we will not show or allow this misguided legislation to undo decades of hard work and success. We, along with all of our supporters and friends from the horseman community, including the horsemen at Gulfstream, at Tampa, our friends at OBS, the TRI, and so many others, we will continue to fight for the breeders, for the owners, for the trainers, for the employees, for the thoroughbred industry-related businesses, and for the communities in which we reside throughout the state. We will not allow this reckless and irresponsible legislation to go forward. We're going to give it every effort we can, and it cannot happen, and we will move forward and build a bigger and brighter future together for the Florida thoroughbred industry. Thank you.